Hey, what's up, everybody?
Welcome back. Thinking Game Podcast.
Number 52.
52. Right, Lewis. We going up. 52.
We're right, Lewis, here, 52.
Yeah, 52.
And we got our brothers up here, man. They retired, man. DP, Darren Parker. And we know Leroy. Most people call him Marcus.
One and only.
We call him Leroy in the beginning. Leroy Hamilton, baby, number 4.
Man, the myth, the legend.
And DP, was he like a modern Incredible Hulk, remember? Because he was very humble when
Exactly. Boy,
he made dude mad, though. Like, dude get bigger.
Exactly, like a honey badger.
Man, rest in peace to my brothers, man. Ain't the same without him, man. Weird, but
Sure.
gotta live through it, man. Now, the title of this podcast is The Blame Game.
Thinking Game, blame game.
Blame game. Somebody blames somebody for stuff that they do. Like, if I mess up, I blame John for it. It's John's fault I had a wreck.
It ain't my fault.
It's John not even in the car with me.
It ain't.
He traumatized me.
He texted me. He texted me 30 minutes before. You know what I mean? That was on my mind. Blame it on the rain.
Boy.
Millie.
So the spinoff for that is, this is definitely for the youth. Middle age. When you turn 18 or when you make that transition to being an adult, everything you do after that point that you make the choice of being an adult, that's your choice. You can't blame stuff that happened before you. You agree with that? You can't blame like, oh man, well, my parents, they didn't raise me right, they did this and that, so I made bad choices.
You can't. I mean, you gotta go on.
You can. I mean, I'm saying it's not gonna help anything. It's not gonna solve anything. It's not gonna help.
Exactly. You're responsible for your success at that point. Like whatever happens to that, so it happened to you. We understand.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Right.
That's a bad thing that happened to you.
Right.
And then because we can't give you cookie gold star. We can't give you a complimentary degree. You're gonna have to start living with your trauma, your past, whatever it is that happened to you.
Right. And what lack thereof, what you didn't have, or what you did have. Because a lot of kids say, I don't like living with my parents. I just want to be on my own. Well, guess what? When you be on your own, that's your chance to prove how good you are.
Yeah. Adulting, I don't recommend it.
Freedom ain't what you think it is.
Freedom.
Because freedom costs.
Freedom isn't free.
Then you got to think. This right here is we got on the board.
Feelings.
How you feel, what you think, and then the reality.
I say it all the time. You got to learn to separate what you feel from what's real.
Yeah.
That's a totally different world.
Yeah.
Those feelings, you can't take them to the bank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't clock them. You can't clock in with them at work.
Right. Like say at a job, you could feel like, the job sucks. You could think that the job is crazy. Mm-hmm. But reality is, how did you get there?
Yeah, exactly.
Or the reality is, are you preparing to step up from that job, or are you preparing to get comfortable and just stay there and stick it out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like a toxic relationship. You're just sitting up that job, you complain about it, but you there every day.
Right.
On time, following the rules, really not making an exit strategy.
Yeah, you feeling like it's toxic. You thinking it's crazy, but the reality is you don't have to be in that relationship, especially if you're not like bound to it. Like, the reality. Or the reality is, what if you're toxic?
Exactly.
But you're blaming somebody else for your habits.
Exactly. It's benefits. People don't like to say this. There's benefits to toxic relationships. There's benefits to those jobs. Well, not benefits like it's something you like about it. It's something you like about the relationship, and that's maybe called a benefit, right?
Like a girl. The feeling is she crazy.
Yeah.
But thinking like, man, I want to leave, but the reality is, the tricks like the rides in the fair are so great. It's hard to leave the fair.
Exactly. It's amusing. It doesn't serve you, but it pleases you. You know what I mean?
Boy.
some things that please you don't serve you, and some things that serve you don't please you.
Right.
So you got to know the difference in that. Like, people complain about their jobs all the time, but their job still pays. It doesn't pay them what they want, but it still pays. So that's a benefit of that dead-end job. It pays every week or it pays every 2 weeks.
Let us know in the comments what you think
about
this. What you think about the triangle, right? Your feelings, what you're thinking, then reality. Sometimes you can feel something and it's not reality. You feel it, but it feels like reality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes, kind of like Kane, man. Dude sold her a dream, man. Kane, when he crashed, before he got his suit back, he was listening. He was caring.
Yeah, I mean, like
when he got this suit back.
As an individual, one-on-one, people could be good people.
Boy.
But you know what I mean. When they get in the courtroom, the law office, or whatever,
eat you alive.
Or the doctor's office, when they get to their profession, you know what I mean.
Yeah, like I say, you feel like he's a good person. You think he's a good person. But in the courtroom, it's all business, nothing personal. That's the reality.
You know, I mean, like, even some, like, womanizers, he's really good with kids or good with animals. But when women, you know, he's vicious or savage or things like that.
That's the reality,
sometimes that's what it is.
Yeah. So every time you make a choice, man, you got to think about the reality of it. You know, you could make choice off feelings, but then you're going to run into reality. Sometimes making choice off logic, you got to have the reality built into it. Off thinking, you got to have the reality built into it.
Yeah, he really liked me. He promised I would get the job, you know. And
some people think you mean. Some people think you mean by talking about reality. They just want to be stuck in the feeling part or thinking part of it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, do you understand the reality of how this thing could go, left or right? Do you understand both sides of it? You know
well, I feel like I did a good job, and I did a good job is two different things.
Boy.
I was nice to everybody, but you didn't complete your task.
Yeah, what is nice? And that's another thing. In your interpretation, what's nice?
I brought donuts for everybody.
But you cuss them out.
But you was 2 hours late.
Boy.
And, you know, all your work has errors.
And the donuts cold. They're not even hot.
Exactly. They old donuts.
First topic. Silicon Valley Bank fails. And I think another bank in New York failed.
Yeah.
And they will not be bailed out by the president. Like, we will not bail them out. There was an investor bank, and they would not be bailed out. Bingo. We not bailed them out by the FDIC.
They're not protected.
Can you imagine? They probably thought that, though. The dudes like, oh, no, they can fail, man.
We're too big.
They're going to bail us out.
We too big to fail.
And it's crazy because they cooked the books. They said, what was it called? Recognizable losses. It was something like that. Where those losses don't have to be counted as a loss because they're investments and stuff.
Yeah,
but then they're like, oh, yeah, buddy. And I think they said a lot of times, too, a lot of the investors that were taking out large withdrawals after, and they couldn't cover it, and it was starting to become cumbersome, taking out that much money, you know what I'm saying? And I don't understand, like, to a certain point, you know I ain't making that much money, but if you got to withdraw, like, you know, $500,000 or something, that's insane, man. I mean, what do you even carry that much money?
Exactly, but I think it's your right to to withdraw your money. Like, I mean, you should have my money.
Is it liquid money or is it digital, dude? I think that's the thing.
And if you can't even keep up with digital money, I can't even give you your money digitally.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
like, I understand if I can't give you like $500,000, you know what I mean, cash right now.
Yeah.
That can be problematic.
Regular people, that's rich people problem. Regular people problems. I mean, FDIC covers up $250,000. How many people really got $250,000 in their bank account? When there's only 1% of people that's rich or whatever they call it.
But then it's like, you said rich people problem, but they say poor people are the problem of the economy. You know, they're always begging. You know what I mean? They get their little Medicaid.
I think that's just to throw you off. I mean,
yeah, exactly. You know, I think so too.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I mean, like I said, a bank like that, regular people not going to that bank. They call it like a niche bank. You know
yes, sir.
So Silicon Valley by itself says a lot right there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
don't live by your rep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure FDIC was like, you know, the average person who's gonna have $250,000 in the bank. I mean, you know, if you did a poll of You know, people, the polar people in the Southwest. How many people in the Southwest got $250,000 in the bank? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know I don't.
I don't think our neighborhood Dollar General got that.
Oh boy, the one by my house just opened back up. They've been closed for a minute. I think they had to have put food. They had to put like the set up grocery store like bell peppers and stuff like that. They have to have that because it won't be a food desert. That's funny, man. They were closed for a minute too.
They had that broke window in the front for a long time.
With the cardboard in front of it.
Yeah.
Man, you think about how much it costs to replace that though?
I mean
you probably spend what, $1,200 probably. Yeah, that's what make it even crazy. They're a store,
and they can't like get together $1,200. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not.
They probably make that in a day.
Yeah, I'm not balling like that, but no. You can't get $1,200 like
as a store, as a franchise.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Our next topic. This is important too. Everybody, this is important. Your health is very important. And it says colon cancer is a hard-hitting disease, and reports show it's now impacting younger adults. We had a brother that was stricken by colon cancer. Anthony Perry, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Perry, Do Dirty, sure. Nickname Do Dirty.
All the.
I don't want to know the details, but it was crazy. But because he beat it. He beat it. I know that for sure. He beat it one time, and then it came back, and that's when it was too much. But man, take care of your health. And see, that's the thing. Why you have to get in a good career and get livable wages, because insurance to do a procedure is not free.
Oh no,
that's stuff they don't talk about.
Even though it saves your life and you need to do it, it's not free.
It's not free at all. I mean, do a colonoscopy. Is it colonoscopy? I don't know how they pronounce it, but especially if you want to get knocked out. I don't want to do that. Awaken alert. You're gonna have to knock me out to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to wake up feeling strange. You know what I mean?
You said what?
I don't want to wake up feeling like strange or touched, like something happened. I want to be aware in the situation.
I think the you be so numb. This gonna knock me out, man.
Well, you're gonna wake up and the soreness is gonna be there.
But you're gonna experience the soreness the whole time.
At least I know where it came from.
You know where it come from before you go to sleep.
I don't want to get the mystery banana in the tailpipe. But
they can do it to you while you up. I mean, you're not.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'd rather.
If you put both his hands on your shoulders, and say, it's gonna be all right.
But.
And they said back in 1995, only 11% of people diagnosed with colon cancer were less than 55 years old. Move forward to 2019, and suddenly the numbers jumped to 20%. So this means 1 in 5 people diagnosed with colon cancer is less than 55 years old, almost doubling those years. Man, you got to take care of your health. Colon cancer, prostate cancer. I mean, it's probably so many other cancers out there that just don't even get talked about. I mean, you got to, you really got to take care of yourself, especially if it runs in your family. Please, if you got the insurance and, the coverage, go take care of that, Don't wait till the last minute, I'm thinking about getting that stuff done, even though I'm about to be 40. I'm thinking about getting that done.
No, that's they say, especially African American males. That's the age that you should be looking at your screening.
Yeah.
And we say colon, prostate, and things like that because those are things that a lot of people have, and they can be screened for. Like routine screening, you can get the exams. Make an appointment with your doctors.
I mean, yeah, man, go get physicals too. Check your cholesterol, man. Check your blood levels, man. Check all that stuff, man. Cause
know your status on everything, like your blood sugar. If you're feeling if you're feeling a little weird. If you're not feeling nothing, go. If you're feeling something, definitely go. Yeah. The little money it costs is worth it. And then sometimes even with insurance. Those big procedures are very costly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your deductible is costly.
$1,500, $2,500, $5,000 for a family.
After insurance coverage.
So when you let things go too far,
you
know what I mean? You can be paying more in the long run with
even preventative care. I went to this place called the Stretch Zone, and you go there and they stretch, like they put you on a table and they stretch your limbs out. Like that helped my back a lot. Like just doing something like that, I mean, can help. I think it was like $65 a session.
Yeah.
And man,
instead of medicine, drugs, procedures, like, they injecting stuff in you or something like that, or you.
That's why you have to maintain being active as long as you can.
It's like assisted yoga.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, once you get past a certain point in your health, it's hard to recover, man. It's like the bad health get that momentum, man. It's hard to get good health back, man. That's why you got to stay on top of it.
Exactly.
As much as you can.
And you get older or you get heavier, right?
Yes.
You got a knee problem. You gain 30 pounds.
Man. Yeah, it's only gonna get
it's
worse.
kind of hard to lose that 30 pounds with your knee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's hard to rehab your knee with the 30 pounds. Mm-hmm. Now your blood sugar. And now it's like,
Yeah, then you got to change eating habits, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I grew up on soul food. I mean, it's like being from the country, but as I got older, man, it just, things started to change. Just kind of moved away from it because it's just the health part of it,
It's
high levels of salt, you know what I'm saying? I be careful about that, especially as you get older. Sodium, magnesium sometimes? What's the why you gotta eat vegetables? Is the caloric intake or something like that? Like broccoli and stuff like that. Just learning about those kind of things, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a vegan because I love a steak, but eat vegetables with the steak. I guess it make me feel a little better if I eat vegetables with it.
The vitamins and nutrients in our diet, it's flavor worth dying for. You know what I mean? With the soul food, you know what I mean? Like, well,
for sure.
I can't taste it. Well, you ain't gonna be tasting, seeing, feeling, or nothing.
I tell you what though, like your mom make that peach cobbler though.
Boy.
I would think, and I be worked down for it. Pretty close. It's pretty close.
Boy. Thank God for mama, not making it every week. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like,
cause boy, it's so sweet, man. Man, take care of your health, man. Don't play around with your health, cause that stuff's no joke. So, next topic. The earliest. This is for everybody, right? The earliest you can implement the proper structure in your daily living, the more efficiently you can operate on your own without needing somebody to hold your hand or like bail you out. And what I mean by that is, first of all, what you think about that as far as like that, structure? The earliest you can put structure into your life.
People look at discipline and structure as a bad thing.
Yeah, they do.
They think about the restrictions.
Right.
But, the more, the earlier you start doing it and more consistently, it doesn't feel like that. It's just, normal maintenance.
Right.
For your life, you know what I mean? Whether it's your child cleaning your room or starting to get physically active, or limiting the junk food or you eat, you know what I mean? Drinking water, you know what I mean? The sooner you start doing those things and making, being disciplined or making those, setting those lines and boundaries for yourself, the better.
Right.
Like doing, like I say, 10 push-ups, 20 push-ups when you're 10 years old. Increase the push-ups every year, you know what I mean? That could help your health out like exponentially in the long run, but it's still something small. So if you start implementing little small steps,
for real,
early, they can really help you. Reading books, you know what I mean? If you got a book a month, or you know what I mean, or book every 2 months or whatever it is, learning something new or learning a new word, like. You teach your kids, or you as a child yourself, or a teenager, young person. Matter of fact, as an adult, learn one word a day or one word a week.
Yeah, because if you wait till late, it's hard, man. If you wait till late, the later you wait to implement structure, the harder it is because you just don't want to do it. You're like, man, I don't want to do that, man.
Exactly. Even though it benefits you, you don't want to do it.
Exactly.
Everybody wants a better body, but they don't want to work out. Just like 10 sit-ups, you know what I mean. Just they don't want to do any part of that, and it's harder to do that.
On the side note, before we get back into this. Those people, this is especially for young people that are trying to go out of state or go not out of state but go out the country.
Yeah.
Like those people that went to Mexico for a tummy tuck and they got kidnapped.
Oh yeah.
What you got to understand, this is why structure is very important. When you go to another country, it's not the same as living in the United States. Yeah. That's number one. Number two, you could be in the middle of nowhere. When you talking about tummy tuck, they're probably maybe not been in the tourist area. You know what I'm saying?
Especially though that area they say they were in.
So, with that being said, you sticking out like a sore thumb. It's a bunch of ducks and then you a goose walking in there. You stick out. No rules. The rules not the same as here. Like if you get hit or critically injured, who you gonna call in Mexico? You don't speak Spanish. Do they even have 911 in Mexico? You know what I'm saying?
It's maybe another number.
Who you gonna call? Man, going out the country, you got to be careful, man. You got to have your antennas on. You can't just go there and be relaxed. I don't know. That's my opinion anyway. I don't think you just go there and be relaxed unless you're in a tourist attraction resort and that's where you're gonna stay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I've heard a lot of success stories. People getting surgeries done, their teeth done. They got really good dental care there. Full set of veneers. I seen the work. I seen the pictures.
Is that Mexico? That's like in Cuba or something like that.
This one person, you know what? I don't know if it was Mexico, but do your research. Be safe. Let people know.
Because it's not the doctor; it's the environment, everything else around it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, you walk into McDonald's in that area in Mexico, and you don't even know that's the hotspot. It's like being in the hood here.
Yeah, and anywhere you have to take, large amounts of cash, and they're taking cash, it's always going to be, you know.
Because there's some places in the United States you don't need to go.
Especially
Mexico.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Some places you don't need to go. I mean, even in Little Rock, there's some places you probably don't need to go. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Just be safe. Take care of yourself. Do your research.
Yeah, so back to structure,
Always
right?
have a battle buddy, I guess.
Yeah, back to structure as an adult, right? You think about financial structure, you know what I'm saying? The money that you do get, you have to spend that wisely. Especially like, I know they always talking about they don't want people living check to check, but that's just the reality of, most people's lives, regular people, you know what I'm saying? So you have to spend that money wisely because if you blow that, now you got to wait a whole nother 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? Now you're living in the red. I don't even know if the banks are doing overdraw protection now like they used to. I remember Metropolitan Bank, bro. I overdraft so much, bro. They told me you don't even get it no more, dog. It's over, man.
You had
I think Walmart. I remember Walmart used to let you overdraft. Now the only thing now they just won't take your debit card now. They just say decline. They'll decline it now.
Oh.
Some banks maybe do, but back in the day though, you used to do it easy. That's just you got to pay it back when you get paid.
Yeah.
Now though, I don't know if it's like that now. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I've been blessed where I haven't had to do that. But that financial structure, like paying bills, they do every month. You think about some utilities, right? If you don't look at the bill or look at the bill, you just go pay it instead of looking at it. Next thing you know, they say there's something.
Yeah, my auto draft. I know some people. Well, yeah, I heard about that. They looking at the $1,500. You know what I mean, and stuff like that.
How much gas, man? You were using $1,500 worth of gas, bro.
Exactly,
man. Get out of here, man.
But can you imagine? You know what I mean? Man, especially if you got it. You know what I mean? That hits $1,500 1 month, $1,500 the next month, and then you looking at your account and they look funny. Well, you can't dispute it. It's 60 days old.
Boy, it's done. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, how much money do you gotta have to not even notice it though? That's
crazy. Just 15.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $1,500. I mean, it's not like.
Man, that's like 6-figure kind of salary. You could drop 15 and not know it. Forget it.
I mean, if you have a little, like a little cushion in your, a checking account.
Listen.
If you're not looking,
$1,500 after taxes, bro.
I mean, okay, most people got a little check in the bank, right? You got a check in the stash, like one whole check.
You think so?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you telling me?
A single person maybe with no kids.
Like a single person, right? Okay, everybody. Well, if you in that tax bracket, right?
Right.
You get taxes, right? And then you just put a extra check back, just one of your
If you got
paychecks.
structure, sure.
If you, even if your check is $700, when I get my taxes back, I'm not gonna spend the $700. I'll just keep that, for whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. That structure is good, right?
And you think about like say the bills due every month. You got lights, gas, water. No matter what, that's a bill that's coming every month. If you get a car note, that's $4. You get a house, mortgage, or apartment. I think the average apartment now, $900 a month, if not more, for rent.
Yeah. Not
a mortgage, a rent. Now mortgages I don't even want to think about how much they are with inflation now. Well, is it almost 5% or something like that? Interest rate, ridiculous, man. So, and you gotta have the financial structure, man. If you take on with that responsibility, like I want a new car, now you paying $600-700 a month, if not more.
Yeah, a friend of mine.
How much do you got to make every 2 weeks, as a salary to cover that kind of car note? Now, you know what I'm saying?
This friend of mine, my coworker, just got a car. Next week got fired.
Ooh.
It's like, oh God.
What'd they do?
I don't know. They get fired.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's like, man. And then if everything's tied to a little chain or web, you know what I mean? You need this thing to keep this thing, and you need this thing to get this thing. You need a car to go to work, to get the money, to pay for the car.
Do you know?
Most people do.
You have to have a car though?
You need... Let's say not car. Reliable transportation to and from.
Yeah, Central Arkansas.
Most of the time, reliable transportation is a car.
Yeah, you want a car.
I ride a bike or moped, but I got a kid. I got a kid though that needs to be at school, so I can't get on the city bus. I don't know if I can.
You can
get on the city bus with my child.
My mom, we used to ride the city bus when we was younger, man. So yes, you can.
I don't know.
Now, do you want to do that? Probably not. That ain't your first preference, but yeah, we used to ride the city bus though. That's why I was messing with Shaheem last time. I asked him to be some weird people because it'd be some crazy people sometimes on the city bus. I was struck by lightning 8 times. Some old Benjamin Button kind of people on that mug, man. Yeah. Because it's some people out there that they're like super frugal, man. Work with some guys. They'll ride the transit. They make like really good money, but they'll ride the transit to work though, no problem. You know what I'm saying?
That's an experience, you know.
Yeah, you got to get up. You on the transit schedule pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So.
But that's good structure, right?
Yeah, I guess you want to go to that level.
And you don't.
It's like Super Saiyan level almost. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to drive. You can eat your little lunch. You know.
You don't.
That you make at your.
You can walk. I think people devalue walking, bro. Man, dude. Like living in the hood, you just almost walk the road to bike everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when you get older, everybody want to drive. No walking, man.
Now,
like when I worked,
I was at the hospital. And this dude, we said, "Hey, man, like the St. Vincent, like right down the street. You know what I mean? It's just like, man, I ain't walking that far. I walked that far on my lunch break just to exercise.
Yeah, it's right down the street. Your life depends on it. You can't walk.
Like it's cold. Like you was like, man, like you. That person stayed there 6 hours waiting on the ride, but he could have walked 15 minutes.
Well, 15, 20 minutes? From UAMS, right? Go down War Memorial. He could have walked through the park. Got a scenic view and everything.
I walked. I walked it like on my lunch break. Like I walked to the park and then I walked the track.
Yeah. I know where I work at. You got to walk from the parking deck to your office. It's like a 5-minute walk at least. At least a 5-minute walk. And I got long legs, so if you don't got long legs, that may be, an 8 to 10 minute walk, you know what I'm saying? and then, dude, you got to walk to the bathroom. That could be, you got to walk outside, walk to the bathroom. Then if you want to get something to eat, you got to either walk to the cafeteria or walk to your car, go to lunch, and then walk back to your desk, you know what I'm saying? Then
that's
if you
why
forget
a
your
lot
keys,
of people
you get there and forget something in your car. Now you got to go in your office and walk back to your car.
that's just left.
Boy.
You know, maybe that's why people like a lot of people are getting larger. You know what I mean, losing muscle tone. You know, because they just don't want to, you know, have any physical activity. They working from home.
My wife seen me like, man, you lost some weight. Like I was like, I have to walk. I don't walk everywhere. I mean, even walking around campus, sometimes just you don't want to sit in the seat too long. Yeah. It's another thing. You work in an office job, you sitting down for so long. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is it really worth sitting down that whole time? You know what I'm saying? So. But yeah, structure is something you really gotta hone in on. Especially, like for me, I struggled. I didn't like doing my homework when I was younger. My mom messed with me about it all the time. She said I was with my grandma one time. My grandma thought that she could fix me.
Yeah.
Did the same thing with her, no problem. And this is probably when I was like in 3rd or 4th grade, bro.
Yeah.
She said, "You got any homework?" "Nope, I ain't got no homework. You go outside and play."
Yeah. And, you know,
you come get this boy, man. I ain't finna deal with this, man.
And then you have to think, like, even he can think about, like, that's 3rd grade. Yeah. But it's consequences from stuff he did in 3rd grade. And that's when we, like, you know, we think children shouldn't be held accountable. I don't want my son accountable for all this stuff. I mean, I want to shelter him and provide and protect to him. But the decisions he's making will be with him.
Yeah, you gotta learn the kind of best part of structure. You gotta learn the accountability.
You know what I mean?
Man.
He was, you know, like you think you're cunning your grandparents at 3rd grade, but you're really doing yourself a disservice. If I or he had learned discipline, homework time, you know, at that age, that would have been helping him now in college.
And as you deal with this right here, I don't feel like doing my homework. I'm thinking when I get home, I'm just not going to do it. In reality, I'm going to pay for it when I get older. It's just that simple. With the triangle, it's just that simple.
I mean, it's terrible. I mean, I don't want to look at the reality of the decision I made when I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah, man.
You know, I mean, I don't feel that should be held against me. But reality, you know, I'm just not as good of a student as I should be or would have been. You know, but I had a million opportunities to correct those 3rd grade mistakes. You know what I mean?
Man,
and I still didn't, you know, course correct.
Think about that in life. How many opportunities you had to work on something or fix something? You keep putting it off, and they keep biting you in the butt.
I mean, I can look at my waistline. You know what I mean? It's so many times that I could have dieted or I could have went and worked out.
But you know how hard it is to not eat a good steak, though, bro. Man.
Boy,
dude, man, we go to Texas Roadhouse, bro. It's hard not to get a steak from Texas Roadhouse, bro. I know it ain't the best steak in the world, but it's still good. You get the right one, it's still good.
I'm sorry, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get no filet mignon from Texas Roadhouse. That ain't nothing you probably, but you can get the porterhouse or something. You know what I'm saying? On the strip. It is hard, man, to go in there and say, "You got any vegan options, man?" I ain't no vegan, man.
I don't even think they do.
Shaheen went to this food truck. We got to check out, man. It's like this dude, he's called Utopia Vegan or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
We got to check him out, man. Do a review on him, man. Hit us know in the comments. Let us know you got any places you want us to check out, man. Do some reviews on. We're about to start doing that when the weather starts getting better. So, in the Little Rock area, Little Rock. So, the highlight career field of this episode we're going to talk about. We talked about the medical last time. This time, this is something that covers a lot of businesses, human resources.
Yeah.
It covers a lot. Every business that's operational, got like an operation, probably got human resources, you know what I'm saying? These are the people you first see before you get hired on, you go through the interview process. Usually the people that call you back is human resources, you know what I'm saying? Do you have to have a degree to start a human resources? I don't think you'd have to.
I mean, they got,
they got programs that are kind of trained.
They got different levels.
They do got different levels.
I mean? And, like everything, you have management, you know what I mean? You have, you know, supervisors, you have directors, general managers. You know, it's the tree, it's a hierarchy and everything. Entry level as well. But anything you want to go into, even if it's the medical field, any hospital, got a human resources, right? You know,
definitely hospitals,
you know, corporate thing, they got a human resources. They take care of a lot of things.
Right. Like if you like paperwork, keeping up with information and stuff like that, human resources is for you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and it's different parts. So like you like fighting for people's rights when people they had
those are a lot of like big agencies like colleges and state agencies and stuff like that. Was a bunch of diverse group of people. It's all kind of
somebody's been treated unfairly. They gotta report that to you, and that's that part of it. The onboarding, the research and background checks, things like that.
Yeah, that's what the definition oversees the management of people in an organization. They interview, screen, and interview job applicants and place newly hired workers in jobs. So, it's in some big companies, they have people that do those certain tasks. You got some people that manage the organization. You have another set of people that interview people. You have another set of people that, when they hire, they take care of their paperwork and place them in the job. You know what I'm saying? Skills you got to have. Communication. Whoa, why we keep saying communication, right?
Yeah.
You got to be able to talk. That's not an introverted job. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with people. You got to talk to people.
And you deal with different people every day. Like,
definitely.
Some jobs, you just deal with, I deal with Mike, Jesse, and Billy. That's all the people I deal with. You're dealing with different people. You're with all different type of personalities.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're a recruiter, you're actually going out there recruiting people for these jobs and the positions. You're trying to fit the puzzle pieces in the right place.
And then most times you think about that community. Most people don't even like talking to human resources on the other side of the fence. They be thinking they like talking to the feds or something like that, man. When HR come around, man,
boy,
like the feds in town.
Here they come.
I think one of the tough parts about that communication piece is you still work for the company though, but the higher up sometimes, if you don't have people that's fair and higher up, you're at the mercy, you know what I'm saying? You still at the mercy of like those executives and stuff like that. So that's something to think
exactly.
about.
You're
they
trying
can tell
to protect
you to do
the
this.
people,
but
you still
you're supposed
work
to fight
for
for
the
their
company.
rights, but
you still work for that company.
Exactly. Whose side are you really on?
Exactly.
Conflict resolution is another skill. Conflict resolution, a lot of times people don't realize that's the actual skill, conflict resolution. Sometimes everybody want to hear drama, they love drama, but what about conflict resolution? How do you resolve, after the drama's played out, how do you resolve it now?
Because the answer isn't always fire and brimstone, like fire him, or, like fighting and shooting or like this, like, well, like how can we handle this situation
right?
With both parties, satisfied.
Yep, and then the next skill is decision making.
You got to be able to see through that person's representative, you know what I mean, and then and make a decision on who to hire. Right. All applicants look good on paper.
They
so
do.
What are you going to do?
You a dream on paper, man.
So you got to make the decision. You got to make ask the right questions.
Yeah, that's true. Assess the personality. Is this the right personality for this position? A lot of people think you shouldn't stereotype. You talk this stuff, but most positions are. There are certain personalities. Like, you want to work in cybersecurity, you probably not gonna hire somebody that's unorganized and not detail oriented and don't like to read a bunch of articles and stuff like that don't fit cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Most people in cybersecurity, you seen people in cybersecurity? Man, most people are like detail oriented. You know what I'm saying? They real. I don't want to say OCD, but pretty close.
Yeah.
And they read. Because it's so many attacks on the network that comes out, you have to keep up with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Reading articles and this kind of attack just happened a couple of days ago. You got to stay up on that kind of stuff. Not everybody. That's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? They pay good, but it's those little things you got to think about. You know what I'm saying?
Decisions like decision making of going against the company or staying with the employee.
Boy,
is this a frivolous or is this a baseless claim that these people are making? He always coming in here talking about somebody discriminating against him. That's his third report this month. You know what I mean? You got to decipher through that.
I'll tell you a situation. It was a company I worked at, and people would get in trouble. And let's say you got 3 strikes, right? You're on your second strike, and then you go file for FMLA. And they start noticing the trend, like, why does everybody keep doing FMLA? But what they weren't thinking about was they would do that so they won't get fired.
Yeah.
And then by the time they come back, it seems like everything kind of died down. You know what I'm saying? Now you back at strike 1 now, or even no strikes. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody made the decision that, hey, in order to file FMLA, you got to have paperwork. You can't just file FMLA, then you just go on FMLA. It needs to be a valid reason. So decision making is like this. Sometimes you got to make those decisions. Are you going to be hated? I'm pretty sure they didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you took their option away, to kind of get out of trouble. And that's another thing about HR, too. Dealing with people, man. People going to always try to find a way to get out of trouble, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like being like the feds, man. Catch me if you can. You know what I'm saying? Kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? People always going to try to find a way to get out of trouble. Unless it's like in black and white. You just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So another skill is adaptive skills. Yeah, you got to be able to adapt because the culture changes every time. Leadership changes, the culture changes.
Exactly.
He may come in and clean house, you know what I'm saying? Or, this manager over this department is cool with people, but this other manager not cool with people. So if that manager get fired, everybody up under that manager probably going to get fired. It's not cool with everybody, you know what I'm saying? That happens, man. It's like the politics.
He's got this management style, I got to adjust to this one. Yeah. And then he's got this one, I got to adjust to that one. Mm-hmm. And all these employees, I know his employees going to come in because he talk stern to them, right. You know what I mean? Especially the new people. Well, he can't talk to me like that. That's disrespectful.
Well, he don't let people get by with the 7-minute grace period.
Oh, exactly. 1 minute for you.
Man, when I worked at the airport, it was like that, bro. You couldn't be I think they gave you 7 minutes, but if you ate, you got to be in at 8. If you in at clock in at 8:08, tardy, no problem. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason why you want to get a career job. Like, let's say if you work in the state and you get a nice salary, if you salary, they don't even count the clock. You know what I'm saying? Just go to your desk, man.
You got to get the job done no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't care when you get here.
Now, if you got a micromanager, that's a whole nother story. That kind of sucks, but you got a cool manager, though. Salary, nice salary that, that's cool. You come in, if you come in at, at 8 or you come in at 8:08 or 8:15, I mean, I'm not saying you should want to do that a lot, but if something happen.
Your deadline is your deadline. Your responsibilities are your responsibilities. We're more focused on you on taking care of your responsibilities than what this other stuff, you know what I mean? But they usually pair together. You are not, if you're really, really late or tardy all the time, you're probably not that responsible or reliable.
That's true.
So they go together.
They do.
But you don't want to lose a really good employee.
And a lot of times, if you talk to your manager, a lot of times, if you communicate with them, it really won't be a big deal. It's just you don't want to do it right at the last minute. If sometimes most people know if you're not going to be on time. You kind of know. Or if something crazy happen, like traffic on the freeway or something, that's when you know what I'm saying. You can chat your manager or something. I'm going to be a little late, man. Hit with this traffic, man. But if it's every day, you have traffic every morning, though.
But, I think that's maybe a little bit of a mental illness.
What's that?
Like the really constantly being late.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, it's not lazy. I mean, you go to work every day, but you 5,
some people,
10, 30 minutes.
I think there's a subset of people who think it could be mental. Some people could think it could be lazy because you just don't want to wake up early enough.
Yeah, I mean, but,
instead of waking up an hour early, you wake up like 5 minutes before it's time.
Well, what makes you think that's a good idea?
What's that?
Like, what makes people think that's a good idea?
I don't know if they think it's a good idea. I think it's dealing with this how you feel, though. Yeah. Right. You don't feel like getting up an hour early. So you get in the snooze. But I go through that. Sometimes that happens to me, man. I gotta break out of that. And you get caught up in that cycle. Next thing you know, you making a crazy structure, and now you waking up 5 minutes before it's time to go. You know what I'm saying?
You trying to?
It's easy when you by yourself as single. It was super easy. When you got kids and stuff, man, it ain't easy, bro. Because you got to get the kids up, you got to get them ready, then you got to get ready.
They got different moods.
Every day is something different.
So it's 7:55.
Man,
you got a 30-minute drive, and you got to be there at 8, and you on a freeway thinking you can make it.
Good luck. Sound like a movie, man.
If I can drive so fast, I can go back in time.
And I think this is the last skill. Yeah, the last skills, organizational skills. Yeah, if you're not organized, HR gonna be tough for you because I've seen some HR, they got papers everywhere, bro. Now things are starting to go to digital now, but you still have to put the stuff in the computer. And some people don't want to do that either. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you could be at work the whole day and just probably not for 8 hours. and not do nothing.
They just depressed. Like you just like you work there. It's just like did you put
I
them
just
in?
don't feel like doing it. I just got back from lunch. I really don't feel like doing it.
It's
You
like
ate the biggest lunch ever. Now you at the next half sleep. You don't want to do it. I'll do it tomorrow. Don't worry about it. I'll do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Then you in the meeting. Did you put that in yet? Hold on. I got it now. It's in there.
It's like you got work to do tomorrow too. It's gonna be on top of it. And if you can do it that fast, like your parents, if you can do it that fast in the first place, why didn't you just do it?
Do you think the trick is you try to get like a nice salary paying job that's laid back?
Yeah, I mean you don't want that high stress.
High stress, yeah, low stress, yeah. That's a riddle, man.
That really like them high stress jobs. It kill. Well, they paid $5,000 extra, but it's really stressful. But I gotta get that money. Gotta get the grind.
Do you think factory jobs are stressful?
I mean, I guess to some people,
like 18 hours.
You know what? Maybe it's not.
You work 18 hours a day?
Maybe it was not. Maybe it's not mentally or emotionally stressful. Yeah. Like you don't have to make life or death decisions, but it's physically probably demanding the hours, being on your feet and things like that. Yeah. So you gotta. What kind of stress are you wanting to deal with? You know what I mean? Like mental stress, physical stress, or that enduring stress. Like staying the job easy and simple. Yeah. Don't take a lot of brain power, but I don't like standing up on my feet.
Right.
But it's not that physical.
So we're going to get into some of this, right? Salary range, right? It's a wide salary range. These are kind of weird jobs. It says entry level, like a national average, entry level is $44,179. All the way up to being like a top tier HR person, $194,000 a year. 44,000.
We discussed a lot of skills in a lot of departments, and we just there's degreed up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's maybe somebody with a outer degree or certification.
Masters,
So that's why I guess they have such a wide pay gap.
Yeah, because entry level you probably don't have a degree, maybe like 2-year degree somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. And then you start getting up in the 50s and 60s, maybe you got a bachelor's degree, 70, something like that.
Yeah.
Then you get to the master's degree, you got the experience along with the skill set. Yeah. Now you're in the 80s and 90s, in the 100s or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing I'm trying to tell young people. You working 2 jobs. One job's paying you $32, and the other one paying you, 12 to 15, like a part-time job. And then you can get an associate's and work entry level or probably mid and make $44,170, and that's paying you what you would work 2 jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Increased earning potential by gaining skills is.
You work less hours.
It's much
more
productive and.
Because most HR jobs, 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 9 to 5.
Yeah. Banker's hours. Yeah. But increasing your skill and increasing your skill set is a lot easier than working a lifetime or 2 jobs.
Right, and you got to think if you let's say you get your bachelor's degree and you have the experience and skill set, you won't even see entry level. It's like it's kind of like the NFL veteran. You'll be like at a minimum. This is what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? And if you hit the market, it's only gonna go up if you can negotiate to get that much. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason why, you want to have either a vocational certificate, certification or degree or a trade or something like that, because you'll get to a certain point where that is the standard of what you're looking at when you walk in. Like when you walk in, you work this much when you walk in. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the minimum. Like, what's minimum wage? Because you don't know no more.
Right. What's that? I don't know what that is. Yeah, exactly. Because you got to think, if you get to 194, Imagine you bringing home a income tax refund check every 2 weeks. When you're making $194,000 after taxes taking out your check, you still bringing home $3,000 or $4,000.
Yeah, that's your life right now.
Yeah, imagine that. And all you gotta do is go to school for 6 years?
Yeah,
and get a degree. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, like, we were talking about earlier, discipline, implementing structure.
Yeah, for sure.
If you, like, really kind of nailed it down in high school, try to do that in college.
Yeah.
And you will be out, your minimum will be so much higher.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And if you get this done before you 25, 18 to 25, what, 19, 20, was it about 5, 6 years, maybe, 7 years?
It's not a time limit on it. People...
I'm saying to be efficient.
People reinventing themselves all the time, you know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people did this, that 20, 25 stuff, did a whole career.
Like,
turn 40, and I want to do something else.
Man, I'm going to school now. I'm telling you, from a person that's 39 and in school now, if you implement that structure when you get out of high school and nail down what you want to do, because even you can switch what it's going to cost you. It's going to cost if you find something to stick with it, it'll bring value to you. But if you keep switching, I'm telling you from experience, if you keep switching fields, it's going to cost you time and value until you get that value back. But
those experiences are priceless.
But that's what I think, feelings, thinking, and reality.
Exactly.
There you go.
Great point. But with that, finishing any one of those things that you're trying brings value to you. Even though you don't want to do it, and you switched, but you finished it. So that's a skill that you can always fall back on.
Right.
But if you don't finish it, it's just like some unbroken thing that you can't. It's like a car without wheels.
Boy, for real. Because, boy, once you become an adult, it seems like everything is just nothing but bills sometimes. It's some fun stuff, too, but just everything costs, man. Kids want to go out, it costs. They want to go to Larry's, it costs. Like I say, we talked about it last time. To take, I got 2 kids and a wife. If we go out to eat in Texas, Longhorns or something like, Texas Roadhouse?
Yeah.
That could be $45, $50. Even on the low end, if we go to Larry's, it's still $40. If you go to CC's Pizza, it's still gonna be $30.
What's a Happy Meal? $5 to $7?
No, 2 Happy Meals is like $12, almost $15 now.
12, and then what y'all eating? 10 a piece?
Oh shit, man! Usually I go cheap.
So that's 30.
Yeah, you gonna spend 20. If 4 people go to McDonald's and eat, you gonna spend about $20. Like 4 adults, you probably about $25, $30. If you get 4 combo meals, yeah, it's gonna cost, man. So, and then if you're not making that much, man, you're not going out to eat. If you got structure and financial discipline, you're not fit to spend that much money, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the thing, like, you only can eat, stuff like that for so long, like ramen noodles and because of the sodium content,
you can spice you can season your own noodles.
What about the actual noodles, though? Because they hold water. I thought it was the noodles that hold the
it's the season pack.
Is that what the sodium comes from, the season pack?
I'm pretty sure, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so, we're finna get ready to sign out. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Little Rock. Represent. Help us out. Help us reach 1K on YouTube. Go to our YouTube channel.
For sure.
Corp Tech Media, CORPTECH Media, and hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Go to our Facebook channel. It's CTMTV, and follow that and subscribe to that as well. And like I say, we want to go around and start talking to kids about this stuff, about life. Before you get to success, you need to learn about life first. You learn about structure, learn about accountability. So when you reach success, you can maintain success and not reach success and then fall right back down. You know what I'm saying?